Welcome to the DOGE Department of Government Efficiency, where common sense goes to die in a ditch, buried under taxpayer money. Government efficiency, isn't that an oxymoron like jumbo shrimp? And you wouldn't be wrong. Today we're uncovering the absurd and wasteful spending found by Elon Musk and President Trump. Financial mismanagement that would make any accountant weep. This is about accountability and ensuring your tax dollars aren't wasted. First up, let's talk about everyone's favorite black hole for tax dollars: military spending. We've all heard the stories, right? A $600 hammer here, a $400 toilet seat there. But what Elon and the Donald dug up goes way beyond overpriced bathroom fixtures. Take, for example, the case of the Bradley fighting vehicle. This thing was supposed to be a lean, mean fighting machine, capable of transporting troops and taking out enemy tanks. Instead, after decades of development and billions of dollars, it ended up being so heavy it couldn't even float. That's right, folks, we spent billions on a tank that can't even cross a river, and it gets worse. Remember the Comanche helicopter program? After 20 years and a cool $20 billion, the Army decided to scrap the whole project. That's right, $20 billion flushed down the drain, and all we got was a PowerPoint presentation and a warehouse full of spare parts. Now, let's move on from the battlefield to the bureaucratic wasteland that is our federal government's real estate portfolio. The federal government owns over 770,000 buildings, and 1/3 of them are either vacant or underutilized. Millions of square feet of prime real estate just sitting there gathering dust, costing taxpayers billions in upkeep. We've got abandoned hospitals, empty schools, even a former nuclear bunker begging to be turned into luxury condos. Selling these unused properties could generate billions in revenue. Okay, folks, let's talk about government contracts, those magical agreements where common sense goes to die. These contracts are riddled with waste, fraud, and abuse, costing taxpayers billions. Take, for example, the infamous $640 toilet seat, or a $7,600 coffee maker for the Air Force. And the worst part? Most contracts are awarded without real competition. Case in point, the F-35 fighter jet. This marvel has been plagued by delays, cost overruns, and technical glitches. Now, let's talk about natural disasters, because apparently even when it comes to acts of God, the government can't help but find ways to waste your money. We're talking about FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the agency tasked with providing aid and assistance in the wake of hurricanes, earthquakes, and other disasters. Sounds important, right? Well, it is, but that doesn't mean they're immune to a healthy dose of government inefficiency. We've all seen the headlines: FEMA handing out millions of dollars in aid to people who don't need it, awarding contracts to crony companies, and generally making a mess of things. After Hurricane Sandy, FEMA was accused of giving away millions of dollars in aid to people who didn't even live in the affected areas. And let's not forget about the infamous $700,000 grant that FEMA awarded to a theater company in New York City to create a musical about, wait for it, climate change. And finally, we come to the granddaddy of them all, the most egregious example of government waste: corporate subsidies. Now, I'm all for free markets and capitalism, but when the government starts handing out billions of dollars to profitable corporations, something is seriously wrong. We're talking about tax breaks, grants, loans, and other forms of financial assistance that are supposed to help businesses grow and create jobs. But all too often, these subsidies end up lining the pockets of already wealthy corporations, while doing little to stimulate the economy or benefit taxpayers. Take, for example, the oil and gas industry. These guys are raking in record profits, but they're still receiving billions of dollars in government subsidies each year. And it's not just the oil and gas industry. We're talking about subsidies for everything from agribusiness to airlines to pharmaceutical companies. In fact, a recent study found that the federal government doles out over $100 billion in corporate subsidies each year. Well, folks, there you have it. Just a glimpse into the mind-boggling world of government waste. And believe me, this is just the tip of the iceberg. But the good news is, you don't have to sit back and take it. By staying informed, asking questions, and holding our elected officials accountable, we can start to change the way our government spends our money. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into government efficiency. Let us know in the comments what you think about these findings, and if there are any other areas you'd like us to investigate.